So I have $1,000,000 question. And this is for the second Exodus. And this is for the Hebrews, E1B1A, Negroid, children of Yah, Sharala. Are the New Testament keeping Hebrews keeping us in exile or captivity longer? That's the question. And I think something's going to happen at some point in time when most of our community is going to figure out that the New Testament is just a Roman Catholic book that doesn't really have anything to do with us, that they just, Constantine and the rest of them, Marcion, just kind of slapped an alternative ending onto the back of an already completed book. And so it makes me wonder, because I'm looking at the Christian community, clearly they're not reading Torah, because if you read the Torah, you can't come to any type of a position that basically anything in the New Testament, like they stole a bunch of stuff out of it. Now, for example, in the New Testament, they'll say that their sacrifice is the JC character. Well, Hosea chapter 3, verse 4 and 5 is a end time prophecy. For the children of Israel shall dwell many days without a king, without a prince, without a sacrifice. So you can't have a sacrifice right now. Without an ephod or other household gods. Afterward, the children of Yasharal shall return and seek the Lord their God and Dawid their king, and they shall come to fear to the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. So that's an end time prophecy. And, you know, even our people, they don't, if they just read the book of Ezekiel, they would understand chapter 20, that there is no rapture, no catching away, because when the children of Israel, the Jews, Yahudah, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and the rest of the Israelites come together, we appoint our new head and our king. So somebody coming from the sky? No. And we live amongst the Creator when the temple is rebuilt. But for whatever reason, if Christians could just read, like if you go into the book of Exodus, you're not even supposed to say JC or the names of any other gods. Because in 23 verse 13, and in all things I have said unto you, be guarded and make no mention of the names of any other Elohim, neither let it be heard from your lips. But if you go to the Christian church, every Sunday, every day, it's for JC, it's for JC, it's for JC. When the Most High already said who his son was. And I think that's Exodus 4, verse 22, that it is in. Let me find that real quick. Yeah. And you shall say unto Pharaoh, thus says Yah, Yasharal is my son, even my firstborn. Sorry, the camera was a little bit close. And I say unto you, let my son go, so that he may serve me. And if you refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay your son, even your firstborn. But then you go to the New Testament, and now they're saying, oh, JC's the son. But wait a second. The Most High already said that we were the son. It just goes down and down the list. And sadly, like if Christians read Deuteronomy chapter 13, not really Christians, but our people, the ones that are going to go into the wilderness on the second Exodus, will understand when they go home, there ain't going to be no JC. Moses never knew one, not the angel of the Lord like they always like to push around. But all these camps, all these camp leaders like IUIC, GMS, I'm seeing a lot of these people leave those cults because they're finding out that, yeah, the whole New Testament is just, it's a ripoff. It was meant to get you away from Yah and focused on something else. But this is what all the camps are doing right now. and they're gonna they're gonna get it when we go to the wilderness. If there rises among you, hold on one second. Excuse me, I'm recording. Please don't do that. Okay. So if you go to Deuteronomy chapter 13, it says, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams and gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes to pass, whereof he spoke it unto you, saying, let us go worship or go after other Elohim, JC, Allah, Buddha, all that stuff, which you have not known, and let us serve them. Verse 3, you shall not hearken to the words, any of these camps, you shall not hearken into the words of that prophet or dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh, your Elohim, proves to you, proves to you to know whether you love Yahweh with all your heart, with all your soul. And if they say, you shall walk after, okay, I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. Let me do this again. And so basically this is about the camps. I'm sorry. I got all caught up. But Deuteronomy chapter 13, if you read that, you'll get, or at least you should understand, that none of our people should be in these camps, or even in these demonic churches where they go and worship other Elohim, other gods, when Yah said not to. And he even said you're not even supposed to mention their names, but they're doing it every day. They'll say idol shy, and JC is just an idol. If you change his name, he's still an idol. He's not supposed to be there because our forefathers never knew or saw anybody except Yah. So yeah, if there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams that gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or wonder comes to pass, therefore he spoke unto you, saying, let us go after other Elohim which you have not known, and let us serve them. You shall not hearken unto the words of that prophet or dreamer of dreams. For Yah is proves to you to know whether you love him with all your heart, with all your soul. Ye shall walk after Yahweh, your Elohim, and fear him, and guard his commandments, and obey his voice, not the voice of JC. Ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. And the prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. See, when Ezekiel's talking about, like, a lot of our people are not going to be entering the land when we go to the wilderness, all those camp leaders, all those Christian versions of Hebrews, they're probably going to be put to death before, that refining fire. But yeah, if you keep going down to verse 5 and 6, it talks about putting those people, stoning them. So I don't know. I'm thinking they are kind of keeping us stuck in exile a little bit longer. But even when I read Ezekiel chapter 20, it's pretty clear that a lot of our people even leave and go into the wilderness and they get put to death because they still believe or don't hearken to the words of the Almighty. And let me see. I think that is Ezekiel chapter 20. Sorry, I'm sweating over here, getting a little raggedy, but I mean, we'll do it for Yah. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I think it's chapter 20, verse. Yeah, okay. Let's see. So we'll take this one out to Tanakh. So I mean, I have a couple of different versions and stuff, but this is my Tanakh. I have it in Hebrew too. So, man, if Christians even knew what they did to that King James Bible and how they repackage stuff, move verses around to get them confused. Ugh. But let's see. Yeah, chapter 20, and I think I'll go down to verse 33. As I live, the word of the Lord Yah, I swear that I will rule over you. There ain't no JC there. With a strong hand and with the outstretched arm and with outpoured wrath, I will take you out from the nations and gather you from the lands in which you were scattered. So we go from where we are scattered around the world right now. We're going to get gathered up. With a strong hand and outstretched arm and with outpoured wrath, I will bring you to the wilderness of the nations, and I will contend with you there face to face. just as I contended with your forefathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so I will contend with you, says the words of the Lord Yah. I will make you pass under the rod. Now, that's going to be scary for a lot of camp leaders because they're going to be like, oh, shit, we about to die. Yep. And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will separate from among you those who rebel and transgress against me, which all of them are transgressing. If they're on church on Sunday, worshiping the sun god, if they're in these camps, and I will separate from among you those who rebel and transgress against me. I will take them out of the land of their sojourning, but they will not come to the soil of Israel. Then you will know that I am Yah. Ain't no JC there.